Superheroes are supposed to be symbols of hope, right? Well, in Daredevil Born Again, those lines get blurred so fast you'll wonder if anyone's truly on the side of the angels. Here are some Easter eggs that we found from the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. Number 1 will surprise you. This one is a bit unsettling. In episode 2, we see a couple of corrupt cops with Punisher skull tattoos. Now, the Punisher's logo has become a controversial symbol in recent years, particularly its use by some law enforcement and military personnel. This could be the show's way of addressing that controversy and exploring the complex themes of vigilante justice and police corruption. Is the show suggesting that the line between hero and villain is becoming blurred? Or is it a commentary on the dangers of idolizing violent figures? Only time will tell how this plays out in future episodes. Speaking of vigilantes, in his mayoral address, Fisk subtly throws shade at some familiar New York heroes. He mentions a gun-toting vigilante who wears a skull on his chest, Punisher, and a man who dresses in a spider outfit. Spider-Man, of course, you could probably guess that though. This is a cool way to acknowledge the wider MCU and hint at potential future crossovers. It also highlights Fisk's growing political power and his ambition to control all aspects of New York City. Now that he's mayor, he has the authority to crack down on vigilantes, which could create some serious problems for Daredevil and his allies. Did you catch that awesome fight scene with White Tiger in the first episode? This marks the live-action debut of Hector Ayala, the first White Tiger in Marvel Comics. He even mentions that his amulet grants him enhanced strength and powers, just like in the comics. But here's a deeper cut for you. In the comics, those amulets draw their power from Qianlun, the mystical city that's home to Iron Fist. Could this be a hint at a larger mystical side of the MCU and a potential return of Iron Fist? Remember Josie's Bar, the iconic hangout spot from the original Netflix series? Well, it's back and it's still run by the one and only Josie. This is a nice little nod to the show's roots and a reminder of the good old days when Matt, Foggy, and Karen would unwind a few drinks after a long day of crime fighting and lawyering. Speaking of which, did you notice the name of their law firm? It's Nelson, Murdoch, and Page, just like it was at the end of Daredevil Season 3. The lingering tension between Fisk and Maya Lopez stemming from the Hawkeye confrontation is far from resolved in Born Again. Fisk's veiled reference to his protege that he attempted to mentor is a chilling reminder of the violent betrayal that he suffered. It's not just a casual mention, it's a subtle but potent indicator of the deep-seated resentment and potential for future conflict. This incident clearly remains a raw nerve for the Kingpin, hinting at his capacity for vengeance and his inability to easily forgive those who cross him. However, the revelation that Vanessa Fisk has taken a more active role in managing his criminal empire during his absence adds a layer of complexity to his power dynamics. Her involvement with the Five Families demonstrates that Fisk's influence is not solely reliant on his physical presence or political power. It's a network built on loyalty, fear, and the strategic management of his resources, now expertly handled by his wife. This expansion of Vanessa's role implies that the Fisk empire is evolving, becoming more multifaceted, and perhaps more dangerous. It's a testament to their combined power and a signal that Fisk's reach extends far beyond the confines of Hell's Kitchen, encompassing a vast and intricate web of criminal activity. This reveal serves as a stark reminder that even when seemingly defeated, Fisk's power is constantly being reinforced and expanded, making him an even more formidable adversary. Kirsten McDuffie's introduction in Born Again isn't just a simple addition to Matt Murdock's professional life, it's a deliberate nod to the comics, signaling a potential exploration of familiar and complex themes. In the source material, Kirsten's presence adds a layer of romantic entanglement and intrigue as she navigates the complexities of a relationship with Matt, all while harboring suspicions about his double life. This dynamic creates a compelling tension, forcing Matt to grapple with the risks of revealing his identity and the potential consequences of keeping secrets. In Born Again, her arrival raises questions about whether the show will follow a similar trajectory. Will we see a rekindling of Matt's romantic life? And will Kirsten's investigative instincts lead her closer to the truth about Daredevil? Her character serves as a potential catalyst for exploring the delicate balance between Matt's personal and vigilante lives and how those lives intersect with the people he cares about. The potential for her to uncover his secret adds a layer of suspense, reminding viewers of the constant threat to Matt's carefully constructed world. It is a welcome addition that has the potential to add a lot of depth to this show. Kingpin's omelette isn't just a quirky detail, it's a window into the character's meticulously crafted persona. In the original Netflix series, his culinary rituals were a way to humanize a man capable of monstrous acts, showcasing his need for order and control in a world where he often manipulated it into chaos. And now, in Born Again, the addition of a single stalk of asparagus speaks volumes. It's a subtle shift, a sign that even with his established routines, change and evolution are occurring. This detail serves as a reminder that Fisk is constantly adapting, even in the most mundane aspects of his life. It suggests a calculated approach, a desire for a balanced, perhaps even healthier existence, mirroring his ambition to bring a similar, albeit twisted, order to New York. The Omelette, therefore, becomes a symbol of Fisk's enduring need to exert control over his environment, both personal and political, while also subtly hinting at the ways in which he continues to refine and redefine himself. It is a small detail, but a powerful indicator of the man's mind. The BB Report with BB Urich isn't just a throwaway news segment, it is a deeply resonant callback to the heart of the original Daredevil series, the reveal that BB is Ben Urich's niece. It adds a layer of poignant complexity to the narrative. Ben, the fearless journalist who always sought the truth, was tragically ended by Fisk, a wound that still lingers for many fans. Now, his legacy lives on through his niece, who, like him, is navigating the treacherous landscape of New York's media. Fisk's interaction with her becomes a chilling reminder of his past sins and the far-reaching consequences of his actions. It's a subtle but powerful way to keep Ben's memory alive while also highlighting the cynical nature of Fisk's influence and the ongoing struggle for truth in a city that he seeks to control. This connection serves as a constant, subtle tension, a reminder of the price of Fisk's power, and it will be interesting to see if BB follows her uncle's path or if Fisk's influence will corrupt her. The single-shot fight sequence between Daredevil and Bullseye in the first episode isn't just a thrilling action set piece, it is a carefully crafted visual narrative, a direct homage to the iconic hallway fights that define the original Daredevil series. The seamless choreography and visceral intensity of this scene are a testament to the show's commitment to delivering impactful and immersive action. However, the fight's significance extends beyond mere spectacle. The broken horn on Daredevil's mask at the end of the sequence serves as a powerful symbolic representation of Matt Murdock's fractured emotional state. The loss of Foggy Nelson, a cornerstone of his life, has left him reeling, and the broken horn acts as a visual manifestation of this profound grief. It's as if a piece of Daredevil himself has been shattered, mirroring the internal damage Matt is experiencing. This detail adds a layer of vulnerability to the character, reminding viewers that beneath the hardened exterior of the vigilante lies a man struggling to cope with immense pain. The broken horn, therefore, becomes a potent symbol of Matt's vulnerability, his loss, and the emotional toll of his ongoing battle against darkness. It elevates the fight scene from a mere action sequence to a key moment of character development, emphasizing the emotional stakes of the series. And then, in Times Square, we see a billboard for Rogers the Musical, the Captain America themed Broadway show from Hawkeye. But that's not the only Easter egg in this scene. There's also an ad for Luke Cage's Jazz Club, Harlem's Paradise, a poster promoting the Pim Van Dyne Foundation, aka remember Hope Van Dyne from Ant-Man, and even an ad for a soft drink Pingo Dolce, which has appeared in several other MCU projects. Talk about packing in the references. Intrigued? There's a whole world of hidden connections and surprising twists waiting to be uncovered. If you want to dive deeper into the Marvel Universe and learn about 10 superheroes you had no idea were mutants, click the video on your screen right now. Bye!
Did you catch all the hidden details in Daredevil Born Again Episode 3? You might be surprised by how much you missed. This episode is jam-packed with nods to the wider MCU, comic book lore, and some seriously cool details that you definitely need to know about. To compile this list, we scoured articles, videos, and fan discussions to find the most interesting and insightful Easter eggs. Oh, and one more thing before we begin. Did you know that episodes 2 and 3 were originally intended to be the pilot? The show underwent a creative overhaul, and this explains why Matt Murdock doesn't actually suit up as Daredevil until episode 4. Pretty cool, right? Now grab your billy clubs, put on your horns, and let's get started with our top 10 Daredevil Born Again, episode 3 Easter eggs. At number 10, we're diving into the gritty realism of Red Hook, a location that resonates with the echoes of past Marvel Netflix adventures. In a stark scene, Devlin's ruthless efficiency is on full display as he eliminates 2 men and commandeers their truck, all against the backdrop of this familiar pier. Red Hook isn't just a random dock, it's a recurring setting, a tangible link to the interconnected narratives of shows like Iron Fist and The Punisher. This detail serves a crucial purpose. It reinforces the idea that these stories, though distinct, unfold within a shared, tangible urban landscape. The grime of Red Hook, the industrial feel of the docks, these are not just set dressings, but active participants in the storytelling. By revisiting this location, the show subtly acknowledges the legacy of its predecessors, reminding viewers that the characters and events of those series have left an indelible mark on this corner of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a quiet, visual affirmation of a shared world, a nod that rewards observant fans and deepens the sense of continuity within the often sprawling MCU. This location is a physical reminder that these shows existed within the same world, and that the actions of characters such as Frank Castle and Danny Rand had consequences that exist within the world of Daredevil Born Again. Number 9 on our list brings us to a seemingly innocuous moment during a dinner scene between Wilson and Vanessa Fisk, a moment that, upon closer inspection, reveals layers of depth to Vanessa's character. She casually mentions Francis Bacon's Freud triptych, a highly coveted and expensive piece of art soon to be auctioned. The way she speaks of it with a clear undercurrent of desire isn't just a throwaway line, it's a window into her sophisticated tastes and the opulent world she inhabits. This isn't merely about owning a valuable object, it's about possessing a piece of art that reflects her refined sensibilities and reinforces her status within the elite. Vanessa's interest in such a specific and high-profile artwork speaks volumes about her lifestyle, hinting at the vast wealth and influence that the Fisks wield. It's a subtle yet powerful reminder that they are not just criminals operating in the shadows, they are also patrons of the arts, figures of immense power who move within the highest echelons of society. This detail serves to elevate Vanessa beyond a mere supporting character, solidifying her as a complex individual with her own desires and motivations, and further emphasizing the formidable power that the Fisk partnership commands. This moment is a quiet but effective way to paint a picture of Vanessa's character and the world she lives in. At number 8, we have a moment that might have seemed like just a casual conversation, but it actually carries a deeper meaning. While Matt Murdock visits Hector Ayala in his cell, Hector talks about his favorite beach in Puerto Rico and the sound of the coqui frogs. He describes them as singing to their mates, with whom they mate for life. This seemingly innocuous conversation takes on a heartbreaking significance when, at the end of the episode, we hear the sound of coqui frogs as Hector, now the White Tiger, is tragically killed. This could symbolize Hector's life being cut short, his song ending abruptly. It serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life, especially for those who choose the path of a vigilante. This next Easter egg has fans buzzing with excitement. During Hector Ayala's trial, Matt Murdock reveals a list of people that the White Tiger has saved, including several police officers. One of those names is Officer Morales, which could be a sneaky reference to Miles Morales' father, Jeff Morales, who is a police officer in the comics. This is a particularly exciting Easter egg, as it suggests that Miles Morales might exist in this corner of the MCU, potentially setting the stage for a future crossover. Could we see Spider-Man and Daredevil team up one day? Only time will tell. This episode is filled with references to the Punisher, and they all point to something big going down in Hell's Kitchen. First, we see a mural with the Punisher's iconic skull logo and the word "Triggered" spray painted underneath it. Then, things take a dark turn when White Tiger is gunned down by someone with a Punisher skull tattoo. It seems likely that these corrupt cops are somehow connected to Frank Castle, or at the very least are using his symbol to instill fear and further their own agenda. This definitely raises the question, will we see the Punisher himself make an appearance in Born Again? This subtle parallel between Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk might have slipped past you, but it's a powerful visual that speaks volumes about their characters. Both men are shown with busted knuckles in this episode. This highlights the physical toll that their respective battles take on them, even though they fight in very different ways. Matt, as Daredevil, engages in brutal hand-to-hand combat, while Fisk uses his power and influence to manipulate and control those around him. It's a visual reminder that both men are engaged in a constant struggle, with their bodies bearing the scars of their conflicts. Interestingly, the directors of the show have spoken about how they use action sequences to tell a story. They want the action to have meaning and to reflect the characters' journeys. This episode draws inspiration from a controversial storyline in the Daredevil comics called Out, where Matt's identity as Daredevil is revealed to the public. In the show, Matt reveals Hector Ayala's secret identity as the White Tiger in court. While the show doesn't follow the comic book storyline exactly, it does raise the question, could Matt's own identity be exposed in Born Again? This would have massive consequences for Matt and those he cares about, and it would definitely shake things up in Hell's Kitchen. The death of Foggy Nelson in the first episode of Born Again shocked viewers, but some fans have a theory. Foggy might have faked his own death. In the comics, Foggy's death was faked to protect him from dangerous criminals. Could something similar be happening in the show? Foggy has always been concerned about Matt's safety and has tried to convince him to give up his life as Daredevil. Perhaps faking his own death is Foggy's drastic way of forcing Matt to retire from crime fighting. It's a wild theory, but it would be a huge twist if it turned out to be true. The first trailer for Born Again hinted at the arrival of Muse, a terrifying villain from the Daredevil comics. Muse is a serial who creates grotesque works of art using the body parts of his victims. But who will play Muse in the show? Fans have some theories. Some believe that Buck Cashman, Fisk's associate, will be revealed to be Muse. Others think that the man at Heather Glenn's book signing who mentioned struggling with his mental health might be the sinister killer. Keep an eye on these characters, because one of them might be the terrifying Muse. And finally, our #1 Easter egg takes us back to a flashback scene with Matt Murdock's father, Jack. Jack is pressured by a man named Roscoe to take a dive in his fight against Carl Crusher Creel. This character is Roscoe Sweeney, also known as the Fixer in the comics, a villain known for fixing fights and engaging in various criminal activities. This Easter egg adds depth to the backstory of Matt's father and provides a glimpse into the corrupt world of boxing that Jack was a part of. And there you have it, folks. 10 incredible Easter eggs that you might have missed in Daredevil Born Again Episode 3. From subtle nods to the wider MCU to deep dives into comic book lore, this episode is packed with details that enhance the viewing experience. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden gems with us, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows. And if you're craving even more mind-blowing alternate realities and superhero surprises, be sure to click on our previous video, Top 10 Alternate Versions of Invincible, where we explore the wildest what-ifs in the Invincible universe. You won't want to miss it.